mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
Thank you. Good evening to you.
Good
morning to you. Good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Tell them Maiyegun today.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Yeah, you have read the caption of the broadcast. No joke. Sowore is no longer Nigeria citizen, according to Nigeria jihadist government. It's interesting, right?
YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Gómìnà gbówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Ọlọ́kà tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Help us, oh, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. There is God, oh.
It's okay. Facebook.
Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, it is going to be an open mic on the program tonight, which means I am going to use the first part. The second part is for you, which means if you have an additional opinion or you disagree, you can grab your phone, dial that number that is strolling on your screen. And please, when you want to make the call, make sure you are making it on your WhatsApp. Don't call directly. and you can speak directly to me right here in my studio, my mini studio. As some of you are shocked, there are all strange things, many strange things happening in Nigeria under Buhari that we have lost count. You know Omoyele Sowore, the bone tied to the neck of the Nigeria rabid dogs, the Nigerian rulers. First, he used this platform to bring to bear most of the information that many of you have today about your criminal politicians in Nigeria. This won him so many enemies. It also won him so many friends and admirers. Omoyele Sowore became a citadel of discovery when it comes to the grafts and the criminalities of the past and present political criminals in Nigeria, including the religious ones as well. And it came a time when if you criticize the criminal politicians, the impoverished, bro-beaten, and then psychologically destroyed Nigerians will ask you, why don't you come back here and challenge them? Omoyele Sowore is an example of a Nigerian that believed that all Nigerians needed was to come together and fight the system that has kept them so much apart, and no sight of them coming together ever. He believed so. So he sacrificed himself by coming down to Nigeria. This time around, he offered himself for the presidential post. Nigerians, they rally around their thieves. They rally around their oppressors. They rally around their killers. And they mock and scorned Omoyele Sowore. Undeterred, he kept pushing because he believed until Nigerians indeed come together, there is nothing that can stop all these criminals, because in your division lies their power. Then suddenly, the system came for Omoyele Sowore. They accused him of treason because he was calling on Nigerians to reject this barbarity that keeps killing them, keeps taking everything away from them. But yet no proof, nothing. They said hashtag revolution now was a treasonable hashtag meant to overthrow Buhari. You know the long story. No evidence, no court case, and they kept adjourning and adjourning, which is justice delayed, is justice what? Denied. Sowore is given city arrest while they locked him up for over a year now in Abuja, that even when his own blood brother was killed by the Fulani terrorists in far away Ondo State from Abuja, he was not even given the courtesy of honoring his, paying his last respects to his own blood brother. So they kept him in Abuja because of hashtag revolution now. The Nigerians, the born to suffer head Nigerians, they are congregating every day asking, you know what, give us, you know, it's like this. Sowore is here, is the cause of all of their problems, according to those born to suffer heads, right? Or you see all these thieves, blood-drenching criminals. They will say, give us Sowore and save these criminals. Why Sowore is there in Abuja, and the Nigeria government, Malamu and gang, are running away from courts. Today, Nigeria government deactivated Omoyele Sowore's passport, his international passport. They deactivated his national ID card. They deactivated his permanent voter's card. And I bet you, the Buhari idiots, they are not really happy. They should do more. Some said it should be killed. And when you ask them why, they have no other reason than is the enemy of Buhari, is the enemy of Tifnumbu. It was Sahara reporters that gave us the insight, detailed investigation into Tifnumbu's drug dealing in Chicago. Tifnumbu's forged certificates for, ridiculous, untraceable family background and the rest of all those gobble stuff they put together for him. Sahara reporter did a lot. And let me tell you something. The Buhari idiots, the Lagos Abobakus, they have no idea what this simply means because they actually want him killed if that can be done as soon as possible. When he was shot at in Abuja, they said he should have been killed. They've made many attempts on his lives. Now, Buhari's government is now telling us that Sowore is not a Nigerian. Yes, that's what they just did. They deactivated his citizenship. It is the same card that they were playing with Atifku as well. You remember that it is this same government, Malamu and gang, that came out to remind us that Atifku is from Cameroon. That in fact, the town that Atifku comes from, if you look at the map and the border of Cameroon and Nigeria, the town and the villages and everything there comes from Cameroon. They play this tribal card because divided as you are is the better for them. But hey, they also scream to accuse you when you say, you know what, we won't be part of this old charade anymore. We don't want to be part of all this murderous stuff anymore. Rather, excuse me. All right. So rather, we will go our separate ways. And they say, no, you are enemy of Nigeria. How can you explain this to me, please? You who, well, somebody like me now, I wouldn't know. I don't have their national ID card. I don't have their national permanent voters card. Their passports. I've actually been looking for that. I don't even know if it's expired or what have you. I've not used that in ages. So maybe it's on the day I try to ask for those things that I'll find out that I've actually been de-citizened, if there's any word like that. That is the latest. Your citizenship can be taken away from you by the government of Nigeria and you can become stateless. They have just done it to Omoyele Sowore. In the next few hours, yeah? They are going to what? They are going to deny it. In fact, they may attempt to even reverse it. But you know what they just did? They just tested something out, which is your citizenship of Nigeria that you can't really define. That we have been having all this conversation around who is a Nigerian? What makes you a Nigerian? What are the citizenship rights that you as a Nigerian can say, yes, this is what makes me a Nigerian? Nobody can really define it. It is just Nigeria as it is. It's just a geographical existence with people mounted together, confused, and then ignorant in most cases. Nobody can define who is a Nigerian. But it seems that Buhari and gang, and listen, this is not even about Buhari anymore. This is APC, Egbekegbe. You see all these policies that have done nothing but to further divide Nigeria, to further bring hardship, that actually justify why people are asking that the existence of Nigeria is due for negotiation 50 years ago. That it should have been renegotiated a while back. That is the state policy of APC, Egbekegbe. That is the legacy that Tifnumbu is coming to build on. The policy that can always be like, so you want to prove to be enemies of a government, Abi? Once you are enemy of government, as they call it, yeah? Not a critic of government, not an opposition of government, or what have you, right? Once you criticize them, you are considered an enemy. You will be lucky if they just de-citizened you. Tell me, all of you, wordsmith, is there any word like de-citizened? Because that's what comes to my mind. I mean, how can you, I know if you don't have any country, you are called stateless. That's the policy of APC. While on the other hand, Fulanis from the Sahel, Fulanis from the other West African and East African countries are flocking to Nigeria through the opened border in northern Nigeria. And their citizenship is being decided even before they leave Ghana, Mauritania, being Mauritius, leave Mali, leave Chad, leave Niger, leave all these places before they even pack and started coming here, coming to Nigeria. Their citizenship is being decided already. But you, a Yoruba man, you, an Igbo man, your citizenship can be taken away because what? Because you are demanding for equity, you are demanding for justice, you are speaking up against tyranny, you are speaking up against a dictatorship, you are prone to be assassinated, jailed, or decitizened. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me if... No, you can renounce your citizenship. That's different. I'm talking about when politicians in government decided to just deactivate everything that makes you a citizen, every identity. Because your identity, see, your date of birth will be the foundation for all other identifications that you're going to get, yeah? Then when you begin to get a national identification, it means that your data is in national. So what they did is that they can just click it. It's a computer. They can just click it there, Papa, deactivate you. You can be on a plane right now, going to New York. And before you land in New York, from Nigeria, from Abuja, you just land and you say, here, they will just say, hey, who are you? Say, check my ID. Well, your ID says that you don't exist. This doesn't even exist. That is what they have done. And that is also another powerful tool they are going to devise in their charade 2023 election. And that is the legacy that Tifnumbu and gang are going to build on. If you have checked all the antecedents, Sowore, Sahara reporters, and these guys who, there's something I love about Sahara reporters. Some of you may not like Sowore. And if you ask from those who don't like Sowore, generally, if you see those who don't really like Sowore, they don't like Sowore because of Showore's positions on politicians that they like or they used to like. Do you understand what I mean? It was never always like this. Okay? What happened was that people loved their oppressors differently until their oppressors turned to murderers. I'm talking about not just the physical killing, economic destruction that has brought 1 ton poverty to the people. But before things got to this end, before Buhari proved everybody right, those who want people ahead of time, yeah, it never used to be like this. So people used to have their own preferences. They will tell you, I'm not a PDP member. I'm not an APC member. But I prefer this person. Oh, I prefer that person. For their own sentimental reasons. It used to be like that. So when Sahara Reporters comes out and says, oh, this person has stolen 150 billion naira, and they begin to feel things out, people started fighting themselves. So those, if when Sahara Reporters released something against APC, the PDP supporters, they will use that as a reference to show that APC is corrupt. When Sahara Reporters released something on PDP, the PDP will be mad, the PDP members and those sympathizers will be mad, angry at Sahara Reporters, right? APC members, they will grab that information and use it against the PDP. So somehow, many of them have had their sentiment against Sowore. But in all of this, yeah, in all of this, to this day, some of them still have that same sentiment. It's so hard to let go. I can't forgive. I can never forgive Sowore and Sahara Reporters with what they did with Goodluck Jonathan. Some people don't like him for that. They have tried. They can give you other reasons. They can give you other things. Some of them, they don't make any sense. But the main one is that, it's because of Jonathan. Even though the same Jonathan is currently probably sleeping in the spare room next to Buhari in Aso Rock. They're always giggling. They're always like everything every now and then. So, in all of this, there's none of them that actually warrants Omoyele Sowore to be what? To be decitizened by the government that is funding the invasion of Fulani terrorists into Nigeria, not just Nigeria, but into the southern Nigeria of today. So it is their policy. And this is also one of the reasons why I am saying that if they figure out that somehow many of you are going to want to possibly agree last that revolution is what will kick out these criminals and possibly give you what you desire, the country you want, Biafra, Oduduwa Republic. Some of you still don't think that until these guys are gone, you are not getting any of this. Until you devise means, until we devise means of getting rid of them, not just these ones showing up right now, okay? I'm talking about the entire system that gives them that buffer, that gives them that foundation to still exist. Until we find a common ground to undo what they have done, you will never get anything out of this. Rather, we will continue to bleed. That doesn't mean that we won't continue to fight as well, okay? Even though some of us, that's one of the reasons why some of us are saying that, in fact, hang on. The last time Omoyele Sowore was here, we were talking about 2023 and the usual enthusiasm of Nigerians, where they will ask you to come back home. Come back home. You know what I mean? Now, many of us who will never come back home to participate in charade and murderous campaign or war that you call the politics, yeah, we would have probably come back home if, one, you have a working electoral system, and two, you have not turned Omoyele Sowore to your public enemy number one, that you can watch your government commit illegality. You can watch your politicians keep quiet because it's not them. And I mean, you can do all of that, and we can see you, right, share them on when all these criminalities are being committed. Who would want to be part of that in the first place? The jungle that many of you, I'm talking about some of you, these Nigerians living this lie, the contraption that you have made home. Who would want to come back to such war zone with what you are doing to Omoyele Sowore and what you even plan to do to whoever is against your Tifnumbu and gang? But listen, some of us knows that the self-destruction that will wind down the influence of the criminals who believe that they can get away with anything, because yes, in the name of Nigeria, you can tell a citizen there, for those who still claim citizenship, right? You can tell them that they are no longer citizen of that country with no consequences. You get what I mean now? So they are not different from those who are coming. And Tifnumbu and gang too, which I strongly ask you to please halt. We have those who know generally, in fact, even within their own rank, who know generally that Tifnumbu, in fact, in their own party, Tifnumbu and Buhari, many of you who currently see the Buhari's evil and devilish acts, in the next 6 months or a year after the Tifnumbu presidency, you will begin to actually start praising Buhari. So if you want to have it worse, well, you can champion that. So people like us believe that you are going to self-destruct. You see all those criminals you are championing for, they will self-destruct. So before they decided to decitizen us, yeah, before we figure out that they have actually decitizened us, yeah, it is better for every one of you to know that participating or encouraging their whatever bogus election
is the validation of what currently exists and what is still to come, which would never, ever be compared to what you are currently experiencing. So let's put it straight. Use your energy. Use everything in you. If you are living abroad, if you are not in Nigeria, use your influence. Ensure that, you see, participating or encouraging the Tifnumbu and gang, including all their APC, Egbekegbe, to start with, dragging the Yorubas into their selfish northern agenda, yeah? Use your energy to discourage them. Use everything to stop them. Use everything to help come to the time where the people of Nigeria will realize that until they do away with this charade, until they do away with this criminal, the breakfast that they are sharing will reach everybody one by one. I'm still figuring out what that action is. The citizenship. When your country, the country you ran to become president once, the citizened you. So Sowore, as we speak right now, according to the Buhari's book, and their gang is no longer a citizen of Nigeria. Make of whatever you can, or let me say, make use of whatever you can of that to start with, right? Now, talking about these criminals angling to take their power, to lead you to, they say it's going to be, first it was change, the next one is next devil. So they are now taking you to the upper level. And Oshibade, which I believe is so strongly ambitious, and they are actually putting him in there to stop Tifnumbu from within. They say, Omo inu oka, onlo nse kupoka. For those who know Cobra very well, Cobra is Oka, is it? Is Cobra Oka? I don't know. Well, Cobra, yeah. If you see the Cobra, arching or trying to, arching the eggs, they usually eat they eat the belly of their mother, snakes. And then that means every time a Cobra gives birth, they die and the children leaves. So that's why they say it is the, it is the Omoinu Oka that kill Oka. That is Omoinu Cobra that kill Cobra. So Oshumbade is serious. And in fact, what they are pushing is that Tifnumbu is too old. Tifnumbu is, whatever he's suffering from, is terminal. And somehow, Tifnumbu is selfish. Okay? They believe that Tifnumbu is selfish. And the fact that Tifnumbu will have to pick somebody from the north to be his vice president. And the person they are looking into is no other person than Gandola, the Babariga mobile banking CEO of Kano, Gandola of Kano. That's the person they are looking forward to deputize Tifnumbu. So that's why they are now pushing the idea of a Muslim ticket. Don't worry, we have the numbers. Forget about that. We can push Muslim tickets. So all this in the camp of Oshibaju is selfish. On the other hand, in the northern part of all these mullahs and the rest of them, they were like, it would never happen. A Christian to be the president and be their leader. Oshibade is a pastor, so it's an infidel. So that would be, it's not going to happen. So it's all yam, pepper, scatter. But we'll not go find out later. For those who are denying that, no, he will never fire me, lie. Well, they don't dance to this in northern Nigeria for Oshibade for president.
Sai banjo mun ja al'ummar ƙasa ta mazabi. Sai banjo mai kishin mai ɗan ƙwarai sai mazabi. Sai banjo baka nuna wariya ko bambanci. Sai banjo shine korar rashawa da cin hanci. Sai banjo ya gyara mana ƙasa ta yi yanci. Sai banjo sabo ne daga Ali ko Shaibu. Sai banjo odin na ta Kano mara aibu. Sai banjo batamu a 2023. Osibanjo
Kano Tubingiwa. I'm here in Kano Kodame, Kazu Africa. incredibly humorous people of Kano will say, Garini Mba Kano Ba Yajin Ala.
Sai ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar mu ma'ana maza ba cancanta yemi osi banjo. Ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar mu ma'ana maza ba cancanta yemi osi banjo. Sai ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar mu ma'ana maza ba cancanta yemi osi banjo.
Tare da kai na fara Allah.
Mun bi osi banjo.
Wa sallah
Ummi osi banjo
me kai nufi ka kulla
Ummi osi banjo
Allah ka taimake ni na jure duka horo.
Sai ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar mu ma'ana maza ba cancanta yemi osi banjo.
Tare da dodubin salati
Ummi osi banjo
annabin da ya wafati
Ummi osi banjo
da dukkan alil baiti
Ummi osi banjo
sanya Ali kwaɗan sha'ibu gwanin da ba ya tsoro.
Sai ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar mu ma'ana maza ba cancanta yemi osi banjo.
Da kare mu mai halarci
Ummi osi banjo
shi zai ba mu duka yanci
Ummi osi banjo
soyayyar shawacin hanci
Ummi osi banjo
shi zai gyara duk ƙasar mu ta haskaka a taro.
Sai ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar
Mommy Osi Banjo. Mommy Osi Banjo. You know that?
ku fito maza da mata mu kwanja al'ummar mu ma'ana maza ba cancanta yemi osi banjo. Jama'a ku farfito
Election period. You see all these boys that you are going to start seeing on social media. I told you that last night. All these boys, young boys who are going to be telling you Tifnumbu did this, Tifnumbu did that, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Some of you, they are going to tell you things that you look around when you are in the bus in Oshodi and you are reading your phone and you read something that will be like, wait, are these guys talking about this same Lagos? You will know they are lying. You know what I mean? No, I mean, I like tunes now.
ko bambanci osi banjo shine koraren shawa da turanci osi banjo ya gyara mana kasa da yanci osi banjo.
Ahmed is coming to tell me, so don't worry. You see all these boys that are going to be telling you different lies about Tifnumbu. Some of you will be like, this. You know what I mean? They don't debut them inside their WhatsApp group now. PDP WhatsApp group, they are already recruiting. APC, Egbekegbe WhatsApp group, they are already recruiting. All of them, jobless boys and girls, right? They are already recruiting them. They are going to bombard you. You go see song. But one thing they would never want to publicly admit yet is that internally, they are agreeing with us that Tifnumbu is selfish, is old, is senile. All these other things they are going to package for you, they are just for show. Umayi came out. Umayi said, God told him to contest for president. And God told him that he might not win. You don't hear that before? I tell you, election time don't come. God, politicians will start hearing from God. Even Tifnumbu said he is still consulting. Who is he consulting? He's not consulting anybody. Just making sure that they are tapping base and making sure everybody will talk, say, yes, sir, it go be. I still saying, yes, sir, it go be. There's no touching base, anything. Umayi, governor of Ebonyi, he said God told him to contest. So he has declared, he's told Buhari now that he's going to run for president. Now everybody, they run for president. Banjo, 5 naira. But you see internally, they know. And the old jobbing is mostly in northern Nigeria. As people, they shout, me Osi Banjo, me Osi Banjo, and all that stuff, right? Mind you, some people are also praying in northern Nigeria for Tifnumbu. The money is rolling in there.
اللهم نفعل نسألك أن تساعد مولانا أحمد تنبو على هذه الأمر يا رب العالمين ويكون رئيس نيجيريا في هذه القرن يا رب العالمين. نسألك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين ندعوك أن تساعدنا يا الله اللهم دعوناك كما أمرت فعجبنا اللهم يا الله كما وعدت إنك لا تخلف الميعاد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم آمنا في أوطاننا وأصل أئمتنا وولاة أمورنا وهدي أصول الإسلام يا هادي يا سلام برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر لجميع المسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا دعوناك على رئيس نيجيريا محمد بوهاري أن تساعده في كل مكان. اللهم أعينه بسعيدك يا الله. اللهم قيم بقوتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. يا الله ندعوك أن تساعد مولا أهل تنبو على هذه الأمر يا رب العالمين. اللهم أعينه بسعيدك يا رب العالمين.
Allah ka taimake ni na jure duka horo.
Sai ku fito maza da mata mu kwanta al'ummar mu ma'ana mu zaɓi cancanta ya biyo si banta.
Tare da dodumin salati.
Mu biyo si banta.
Annabin.
I like this song. I don't know what they are singing. So when we talk about stopping these criminals, it's because we have seen their antecedents. There is nothing new they're going to bring that is in any way in your interest. So my job is to discourage you. Maiyegun, what is your problem with Tinubu? My friend, go and bring, I don't get any candidate. Look at me very well. If anybody come here and say, I want Yoruba nation, I want this and that, but you know, if I have a chance of voting, I will still, you know, for the sake of Yoruba, I will vote for Tinubu and that. Or for the sake of the Igbo, I will vote. You know what I mean? That's rubbish. I know the system. Tiger will never give birth to goats. Okay, hang on. The other way. A sheep will never give birth to lion. It's never going to happen. Forget it. The rotten system of Nigeria will never produce leadership, no matter what you think about it. So it is absurd to even think you have a way around it. You will be lying to yourselves. Like I said yesterday, right? It sounds foolish to say I'm not going to be part of the voting and the rest of that. But it is more foolish when your choice are these criminals. Yeah? And if I say, Omoyele Sowore for president, 99% of all of you who are here watching me right now, on a control level, you are going to tell me that, forget it, Maiyegun, it's not going to happen. And I will have no choice. I will agree with you because I know it's not going to happen. The system is never going to let that happen. You know what I'm talking about? So don't come here and think Maiyegun's diary, their batch and batch all these thieves, Tifnubu and gang, is probably you are waiting for a day. Maiyegun is going to come here and say, yeah, you know, just because of after I think about it, I think we should get, oh boy, you go there foul. It will never happen. My job, my single job, which I have the right to, is to discourage you from participating in that nonsense. Because those who have been doing it, they have been getting the same results using the same system. The same system is the system that refused change. Since it has refused any form of a change or anything to at least operate like the 21st century country, 21st century leadership. Since it has refused or rejected all kind of efforts, yeah? It is absolute nonsense to now say it is foolish not to participate in an election. Which election? Which one? Nigeria election, where all of you already you don't drag yourself. Who is better between the senile Tifnumbu and then another 65 years old man, fake Pastor Ruga, whose economic sense in the last 6 years is to give 10,000 naira to poor Nigerians to start trade so that they can lift 10 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years, giving 10,000 naira to poor people. Last, everything went down the drain. And yeah, those are your choices. So my job, which I have chosen, which I have the right to, is to discourage you. Don't join them. Don't. You have nothing to lose. They are going to write their name. You think your election, your vote is going to change that? Don't be that dumb. Come on.
First, you have to accept that, yes, it is foolish not to participate in the election. It's your right. Of course, it's your right. But you don't have the right to exercise it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, you do. No, you don't. It's beyond just going out there to register to vote. We know more to it. As you get into the rubbish election, right? You are going to start hearing registered voters are not seeing their names. You register in Sokoto, you find your name in Ekiti. You register in, you register in Ibadan, you find your name somewhere in Zamfara. And blah, 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 blah. Your fingerprint, this is not working. Your permanent voter's card is going to be delivered so time. Oh, they found your your voter's card, undelivered voter's card, the 100,000, they found them somewhere in a bush. That's nonsense. That's what you're going to get used to as you move into it. Then it will make sense to you that you're wasting your time. This system, program it that way. If you think you can work with it, good luck to that. To you, my friends, don't waste your time. Don't join them, and do not ever get blackmailed into joining them. You have nothing to lose. Let them write their names. Okay? The more, and if you have noticed this APC, Egbekegbe, since they came in, they have done everything to make all of you, for those who get sense still, to make many of you so discouraged about election. Check out the voters turnout in most of their elections because of the threats. You have more security, more policemen, more soldiers than voters in election, like war. APC, Egbekegbe made that happen. And they also rejected electoral reform. The one that could have easily, somehow, ease things off, is how you conduct your election, how you select your representatives, and the rest of that. Enough that even if you're not going to take over the entire system from them, you can start taking the entire system in bits, until you kick them out. But they are not stupid. They are smart enough. They rejected any kind of reform. Are you mad? Reform waiting. Now the crazy thing say you're smart because you can speak English, you can speak grammar. Things say we are stupid. We know to say the whole thing. No, the whole thing is not working. Do you think we don't know? We know. But it's better that way. That's the best way. Then you want to waste your time to participate in such nonsense right before your eyes. You asked for electoral reform. They rubbished it. You have seen what that has become, Abi. Then you want to, Jenny, we all need to vote. I'm not saying you should not go and vote. But you, my friend, if you are smart enough, you will boycott it because there's something more to demand for. And that is when they continue to lose legitimacy. When they say, Ogun State governor elected by 7,000 people out of 5 million people. The day that the state is going to be taken over by 100,000, 200,000 people, we wait for their 7,000 people that voted for. You know what I mean? So you have nothing to lose. Abi, what have you gained since you have been following their election? Some of you have been predicting it. You have known those who could do better, who won't do better. Last, now BLLP. Loss. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your time. Sowore once said that here, and I still don't know why. Many of you who also disagrees with the system are still finding it difficult to solidarize with Omoyele Sowore. Things have improved. I'm glad. Over time, majority of my friends right here, they don't disagree with Omoyele Sowore, despite the differences in the, what everyone is advocating for. The camaraderie, this brotherhood that we are building right here, right now, is getting better. But I mean, we should solidarize with people who are fighting the same system if we actually know what we are fighting for. Indeed. Just thought I should drop that. And talking about your one Nigeria. Look at yourselves. Take a look at this, right? One Nigeria is only for the show. Nigeria versus Egypt. Hey, Super Eagles. See, I love this. This is what Nigeria used to be. Everybody used to be so nice. Everybody used to love one another, support one another. There was no much bickering that could, that could make us so kind of despise one another. Hey, I love this. Lies. When the final whistle, when they blow the final whistle, pull, you come back to that reality. Because throw it on the table. Why? What do you think about Igbo presidency? In all fairness, If with everything that you have witnessed in the last 6 years alone, I've taught you nothing about Nigeria, it should have shown you that the rulers of Nigeria, they don't like the Igbos, except the Igbos who are in bed with them, just like the Yorubas who are also in bed with them. Because if you look at every other thing they've done, apart from the fact that we are sharing the same criminal punishment from these criminals, yeah, look at what they are doing to the Igbos. So throw it on the table. Yoruba man, Yoruba woman, Fulani, Awusa, Ijo, Ishekiri, Efik, Tife, and all. You know what I mean? Put everybody together. I can tell you this, free of charge. When you throw this into the midst of the one Nigerian, their reaction is going to be the same. You will see how they are going to tell you that, nah, they don't trust the Igbos to be president. One Nigeria. No, the Igbos have to belong. And you say, okay, which caucus the Katsina people belong to, that they produced Yaradua and they also produced Buhari? No other caucus other than they belong to the northern Nigeria, where criminal elite have already kidnapped the destiny of their own people. So all you need is just their own endorsement. They have the Igbos who have been in Buhari's government. They have the Igbos who have been Buhari's ministers. They have Igbos who have been Buhari's advisors. But guess what? Throw it on the table. There is no qualified Igbo to lead Nigeria. Not because there is no qualified Igbo, right? It is because the system was not put together with the Igbos in mind. The Igbos are never in mind. And this fact is one of the reasons why they are so scared to have a real conversation around restructuring, a real conversation around a new constitution and all of that, because it has gotten to a point whereby it simply means if you want to keep Nigeria, you would have to share things equally, including power. There is an unwritten code that an Igbo man will never be president of Nigeria. And look at me very well, yeah? Every 4 years, they play that card of why not Igbo presidency? Why not Igbo presidency? But psychologically, they have ingrained it in the brains of majority of all those who claim to be one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Nah, will you vote for an Igbo? They conducted a poll in northern Nigeria sometimes in 2020. It's not that massive, but they said they conducted a poll of about 200,000 people in about 14 states in northern Nigeria. And there are just 2 questions. Will you vote for a Christian as president, and will you vote for an Igbo president? Yeah? Guess what? 88% of those who responded, yeah, they said no, never. Only 12% or so said, why not? They will vote. And people came back, they said, those 12%, they are likely the Igbo traders who have been living in northern Nigeria. And of course, as they are there, they will vote for whether na Yoruba president, or they will vote for whether na Fulani or Hausa president. Or so if you ask them, they will tell you, yeah, I'll vote for an Igbo. But you see the core north, they actually would never vote it. So it is considered as a political suicide for any political party right now in Nigeria. It's unwritten, no, it is unwritten, but it exists, right? It's like a suicide. If you now say, oh yeah, the next presidential candidate of PDP, Peter Obi. People know how Peter Obi made his money. Shebi, you know how Peter Obi made his money. Do you know how Tinubu made his money? Simple question. If you ask them, how did Tinubu make his money? Now fight. They will start fighting you. How did your father make his money? Go and bring your father. Is it Tinubu that said your father should not make money? I say, now simple question. Why you dey fight? It's all trash. Ask me better question. Okay. How did Tifnubu make his money? You see, you don't have any good question. I said, answer that. Come on. But people know how Peter Obi made his money. Peter Obi, when he was governor, right? But he's an Igbo man, right? People just use him as an example of Igbo candidate that can never be president, except if they now drag that Igbo president, Igbo candidate, drag him to the north and say, you mullahs, Tifnubu can't help you. Let's put their card on the table and see what they did when they were all governors. This and that, right? Maybe that can make an Igbo man president in Nigeria. Do you get that now? So it's an unwritten one. And then you sit in a place and they are talking about one Nigeria. And you are upset that some people don't believe in that trash. That some people, after tracing the genesis of what, this whole thing didn't happen overnight. They started sometimes a long time ago. Now Buhari can't expose everything, make everybody can see clearly, say, oh boy, Nigeria is not for you. But you are sitting somewhere, throw it open. Why can't we have an Igbo president? A Yoruba man will be like, I'm a Yoruba man. I would rather support a Yoruba president. It doesn't have any other reason than that same Nigeria selfish mentality that only serves the purpose of those who believe that they stand to benefit than the others. Do you understand that now? In fairness, they need to fight for it. Let them go wear glove. Or what? It is an unwritten one. The same reason why Nigeria will never willingly elect Igbo president is because, one, the system will never let a fair election elect a better leader or a better candidate for all positions through a free and fair system. The system says Northern Nigeria holds about 70% of the votes that determines who win election in Nigeria, right? And at the same time, they also control the umpire that decide which election is legit, which election is not legit. Now, it's so worse, right? It's even worse. Now, they also control the military, the police that should be neutral in an election. Do you know they are not? You know what I mean, right? Now, not just that. When they are done, and you think, okay, I've managed to get the evidence of all their fraud. This is not an election. This is fraud, right? Then you approach the court. They control that court. That is what you call the system. That is pretty much like a 10 steps ahead of you. Why should you have to put yourself through that? Is the question. Why? It is a rigged system, and a system that can never elect an Igbo president. It's the same system that will never elect the young person to lead Nigeria. Open your eyes. It is the system. They call it the class war. Obviously it is, but you just have to find where or which part of this class you belong to. The upper class, the lower class. There is no middle class. It is the system that will make a system where a country of over 200 million people have the population of 70 to 72% of that population of young people in the population of 200 million. We're talking about a country of 160 or 170 million young people. But they can't elect their own leaders. They can never elect one of themselves. No. The system will not let that. So think about that. So what is your one Nigeria? You do it. You do it until they finally take away your citizenship. Me, I don't know when they will take my own away. I don't even know if they have taken it already. Okay? But you see, if APC, Egbe, continue, and mind you, let's be honest too, in all honesty, as Nigeria stands right now, there is nothing, absolute nothing that can stop APC, Egbe, deciding who is going to be your next president. And please, don't brag. I didn't just say that. I have my reasons, and I always prefer to use the antecedent rather than assumption. These guys can rig election. Whatever they want to do, they can do. They have, and you probably will want to protest, but you know what that means? It's death sentence. You have seen people who protested against the decisions and the actions of this government. You have seen how many people killed. You have seen how many people locked up. You have seen how many people exiled. That's how brutal they are. And they will do it again and again, especially when they are now desperate to cover up. So if they ever conduct any election for you at all, they have the capacity to rig it. And they give no damn about whatever you want to say or do. So that's why some people believe that it is only APC that can stop APC. How? They have to self-destruct. You watch them explode. Watch them tear themselves apart. Apart from that, brothers and sisters, Ogun to tough gun is a very tough one. Psychologically, physically, APC came to do three things: to steal, to steal, to destroy, and to kill. All these are what they are doing. The longer they are, the worse it will become. And in this regard, except the people now said, enough, which is what we are all waiting for. They will trigger you. It's called self-destruct. You know, you get so powerful to some point that you feel like, I can do whatever I like. Damn it, off it. I can do whatever I want. The international community is never going to, they are never going to sanction me anyway. Yeah, they're not going to sanction me. Kill them if they do any nonsense. Then you become so powerful that you believe that you are unstoppable. That's what I'm saying right now. Then, boom, you explode. It will be internal burst. Denying people justice, ramming people into prisons, and then shutting media houses, making things like it is Armageddon, right? You should do everything within your power. Look at me very well. Your education is destroyed. Your healthcare is destroyed. Your security is stolen. Your borders are porous. Your economy in shambles. Your naira worthless. Your leaders, bunch of crooks. Your children endangered. Your women endangered. The aged, the disabled and the invalid and all that, vulnerable people became endangered. And if you look around you, the Nigeria that is happening to everyone can happen to you anytime from now. Before that happens, you see this agent of those, the agent who brought this upon you, they are now trying to gloss them over, remake them, remodel them, and they are bringing them back to you as your saviors and all that. Do everything within your power to reject them, resist them. Maiyegun, who should we then vote for? Must you vote? The one you did in 2015. How far? What about the one in 2019? How far with it? It brought you nothing but misery. But you know what? If the number is right, you can boycott the whole thing. Have your way. Some of you still don't imagine that happening, Abi. It will happen. That's why we say when APC self-destructs, our job before they self-destruct, our job is to make sure that many of you are never caught in the trap of all these hungry boys. They are doing their WhatsApp meeting right now. Okay? They are doing WhatsApp meeting. By the time they are done, by tomorrow, you will see them everywhere. Nigeria said they have, Buhari said they have lifted the Twitter ban in Nigeria. Hey, good news. Tifnubu's campaign team will now have a Twitter. They are going to tell you about Tifnubu on Twitter. Hey, we are so happy to see you, Abi. Yeah. So they have lifted the ban. So which means you are going to see a lot of them now. Now 1,000 naira recharge card per day. From the billions they have stolen from you, from your destiny they have already looted from you, your children and the rest of them, that you have no certainty of what their future holds. There's actually no future in real sense of it, yeah? Your children and the rest of them, 1,000 naira a day on social media. Shut up your mouth. Where's your baba? That's what they will say. Our questions are not really tough, okay? We know Tifnubu is a crook. We know those around him are criminals. We know the system they operate is a crooked system, right? But we also know that he's got the cover of the system to do and aspire for whatever he wants. Listen to me. It is his right, just like it is your right to say you want to be anything as a Nigerian, okay? At the same time, it is also your right to say, no, I'm not going to be part of that nonsense. If you choose to. So it is Steve Numbu's right to contest. It is your right to make sure that it fails. Do you know that? Don't let anybody tell you that go and bring your candidate. You don't have any candidate in a rigged election, in a rigged system. Don't waste your time. Use your energy. Tell people. But they said if we don't vote, they will write it. Let them write it. Boycott it. Begin to build the mentality of boycotting it. That's where you build the number. When you have that number of boycotting their rubbish, oh man, when the time comes to push back, it won't be hard to you. It won't be surprising to you. In fact, you have a reason to push back because their illegitimacy will irritate you. I can bet on that. Don't waste your time. The last time you voted, and now can you say that again? Can you say that? I mean, that's again. It's obviously it's a waste. So they just told me now that my time is up. So which means I'm going to open the line. Yeah. So, but before I do that, you guys are going to give me 2 minutes. I'm going to try and make myself a hot tea. Just listen to the song, okay? Make myself a hot tea. Come back here, and then I will start taking calls. Remember, that number on your screen is the number to call in through WhatsApp, okay? I will be back soon.